Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the SOMAFCO Beacons of Excellence Awards 2011, proudly brought to you by the SOMAFCO Trust in association with our anchor partner, the IDT. My name is Felix Thorpe, and tonight I will be your program director. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be unveiling 6 finalists that hope to achieve this much coveted award this evening. They come from entries nationwide of 80 hopefuls coming from all over our beautiful country. Tonight we are going to be unveiling them. We have 6 finalists, 2 from each category, and the categories are, ladies and gentlemen, early childhood development, the school nutrition and health, and the third one is vocational and entrepreneurship training. They were selected by a panel of expert adjudicators. The first one was Mr. Terence November, who boasts 20 years in ECD and currently runs the early years service in Cape Town. And the second one is Hanley van der Merwe, who comes from the Foundation of Professional Development and currently heads the nutrition program. And the third one is the patron of the SOMAFCO Prize Initiative, Mr. Edwin Smith, who comes from the University of Pretoria and is a director at the Mamelodi campus. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a night of celebration as we celebrate these winners, the people that have raised the bar in terms of performance. We're going to enjoy our evening through good music and good food and lovely talks that we're going to be getting from our speakers this evening. And in keeping up with that promise, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our first act of entertainment this evening. Please raise your glasses and put your hands together and welcome on stage Eqinisweni Secondary School.
Of trees, mountains, ocean, and another amazing creation of this different nation of this land. Bua mo Africa.
Bua mo Africa, for when you shall be silent, I shall start working in the way that we can That's why I say Bua mo Africa.
Africa, the place of happiness. Africa, the place of enjoyment. Africa, my motherland. Let me praise the unforgettable kings Ushamatu, Nkungunyana, Soshangani, to the end of this party list. Not forgetting to those who fought for freedom of Africa. Bua mo Africa.
Deputy President, CEO of the IDT, Antevinoda Mutu, friends, patrons, and the initiatives that we're here to celebrate today, I welcome you all to a milestone of the SOMAFCO Trust and its partners. Today, we are going to award 3 initiatives which are beacons of excellence. They're initiatives that make a difference to South Africa today and guarantee its future tomorrow. The SOMAFCO Trust is a public benefit organization established in 2006. We are driven and draw guidance from the positive aspects of the Solomon Mahlangu Freedom College. If you think about it carefully, in 1978, in some of the clippings you've seen here, in 1978 onwards, you wouldn't have seen in a township school computers, library facilities, decent hospital where we could cure ourselves if we were sick, and a self-reliance facilities which provided food, and also were places where we could get vocational training for those who wanted to further their education in hand skills.
Ubuntu, we started this garden in 2005 because we realized that there is a huge need in our society with regard to food security.
Currently, we've developed a comprehensive intervention that really looks holistically into an individual, using a child as an entry point to household, stabilizing that household and looking at all the prevailing issues. But central to that is nutrition. We have come up with a model that we think is needed in a community like this throughout the country, where you look at the nutritious side of anybody, whether it's a child or an HIV positive parent. You look at addressing their nutritious need by providing nutritious meal wherever they are.
Loaves and Fishes Network is an organization that is caring for children affected by poverty, HIV and AIDS, violence and abuse. We're operating through 35 centers, which is caring for about 1,500 children. And our operations are such that we train caregivers to be able to look after the children that they are keeping in their homes, and then we train them with the basic training. And also this year, from January this year, we've started adding in communication and maths literacy. Our training is two-pronged. Is that it develops the women who are looking after the children, and also in return those women are going to be looking after those children in a very proper manner, acceptable manner.
You would have seen in the video clip, and you would hear from other speakers about the proud history of the Solomon Mahlangu Freedom College in Tanzania. It was the Deputy President who rekindled and nurtured that best practice of a caring, cohesive and self-reliant community which was created from nothing in the face of grave adversity and extreme hardship. It was the Deputy President who encouraged the establishment of the SOMAFCO Trust to honor the ethos of the original SOMAFCO Trust community by finding locations in current-day South Africa where this unique model could be replicated. Deputy President, we typically associate the nurturing role with women and our mothers. In this instance, Deputy President, I want to salute you for breaking the gendered stereotypes associated with nurturing. Through your leadership and support, as the SOMAFCO Trust patron, you have furthered the birth of a SOMAFCO Trust and the Bacon Excellence Awards. You have ushered in an initiative which has the potential to transform desperate and fragile communities into places where all its residents belong, joined by a sense of common purpose, and are working together to convert the barren, dusty landscapes into a place they are proud to live in and which others want to learn from. Thank you, Deputy President.
Home to read the project e kholo e thusa setšhaba sa rona community ya rona ya block S a e thusa block S fela e thusa even the block tse dingwe re thomile ka 2006 so re bereka ka bana from 1 year to 7 years ra tsa maroba ba lla go hae ke bereka le di reading champion tse 5 di reading champion tse ke tsona tse di tsamang di balla bana go mahae di ba ruta everything go bala go colora go draw storytelling, story reading.
My greatest achievement in Run Home to Read was, it has been with a family I started with. The first group, it is the Major family. The child had problem in writing and reading. So I helped improve that child's skills in reading and writing.
It was the community tata, so by rata community will support this project, support.
Sine program, nutrition program esinayo la esikoleni eyaqala ngo-2000. Le program le isiza abantwana esinabo la esikoleni, siyavuna lapha ensimini, sizokuzophekwa lapho mama abaphekayo badle abantwana bonke esikoleni. Iphinde futhi okunye ukudla sivune sinikeze abantwana abazintandane abanganabazali bagoduke nakho ukudla bayinakho emakhaya kuyophekwa badle abazali nezingane. Kukhona nabanye ke abazali abahluphekayo nje ngoba la esikhona imisebenzi ayikho, so abantu abaningi ke bayahlupheka. Sike sivuneke okunye ukudla sinikeze laba bazali labesaziyo ukuthi kulomuzi lo kuyahlushekwa bese benabo bathola ukudla badle.
I-program mina ingisize ukuthi bawazi usinayela basinike ukudla siyotshala emakhaya, okunye basinike futhi sikudle nalesikole futhi sidle.
Type for education in a democratic South Africa. Its whole philosophy, underlying value system and attitude to education was a totally different conception to apartheid education system, which was designed to deepen social fissures and to disempower a large section of our society. Historically, SOMAFCO also bequeathed us excellence. From the beginning to the end, the college showed excellence in its academic and extracurricular results. True to form, the exalted values instilled in its learners are reasserting themselves in the form of reincarnating this progressive concept that has drawn us together here tonight. In other words, the idea of SOMAFCO is alive in post-apartheid South Africa, irrespective of whether it is formally called SOMAFCO or not. Today, as we confer these awards, let us recall that the SOMAFCO trustees could have chosen to re-establish this historic college in the post-apartheid landscape. Yet, this is not the route they selected, understanding that we cannot all drive our development from the same point of vantage. South Africa is already teeming with schools and initiatives that aim to advance our education system, but in many cases lack barest necessities to fulfill their dream. They thus saw their role being effective in terms of support of these existing initiatives. The new challenge for these alumni and former community members of SOMAFCO is to enhance the legacy of the college by making sure that it is not only a community of former exiles, but that it belongs to all South Africans. Thus, the idea of re-establishing SOMAFCO in the same shape and form as it was in Tanzania became less appealing. This teaches us that if we are committed to the bigger picture, we are more likely to achieve much, especially as we work together with other social partners who want to achieve the same goals. The lessons we need to draw from this manner of proceeding is that there is much of value from our past experience which we can and must use to advance our vision of better society. At a time when society is grappling with tendencies of individualism, we can learn a great deal from this selfless approach. This spirit needs to pervade our national psyche, inspiring many other social players to follow this example and find a way of contributing to the development of our education and other spheres of development. Similarly, in and of itself, SOMAFCO as a historical consciousness must permeate the whole society, from the communities that surround learning institutions to learners and the youth themselves. It must also dispose us to celebrate excellence, whether in education or any other areas of endeavor. Program Director, to Tonight, we have come to celebrate the first signs of excellence identified by the SOMAFCO Prize Initiative. In all, this award scheme offers 3 categories with 2 finalists per category. The categories are the following: early childhood development, nutrition and school health, vocational and entrepreneurship training. As you can see, all 3 categories are indispensable for the cognitive development of a learner. Early childhood development provides foundational learning for society, for if we miss development at this stage in our growth, we will never recover. Equally pivotal, the second category, nutrition and school health, are necessary conditions for education to take place without interruptions. As you know, learners who learn under healthy and nutritious conditions are able to concentrate and learn with an alert mind. Effective learning presupposes a healthy body and conducive conditions. Lastly, vocational and entrepreneurial training is in truth the future of our nation. Training learners to build up a store of experience and knowledge in the critical field of entrepreneurship is a practice that is sorely needed in South Africa generally. We are therefore happy to unveil the first batch of winners in these exciting fields of our education system. I am sure that there will be no losers if one takes into account the fact that being the 6 participants stand to benefit in one way or the other from being shortlisted. It is heartening to note that even before the winner is in each category is announced, the 6 finalists have each automatically won a training course. The 3 winners in each category stand a chance of walking away with 50,000 rand. And I'm certain they will use this money to further advance their aims in their particular fields, and that a virtuous cycle will result. Lastly, let me also take this opportunity to thank all stakeholders and partners involved in this initiative, especially the sponsors, without whom this initiative would be but a mirage. We are most grateful to the sponsors of this initiative, but also for their ongoing operations and human resource support. I believe that we will be meeting again in the year 2012 to recognize excellence by more deserving youth and learners of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, in a way, the flourishing of this idea serves as a monument to the sacrifices and efforts of the administrators and teachers who worked themselves into the ground during the SOMAFCO days in Mazimbu, Tanzania. Such luminaries include Ubabu Tim Maseko, Tate Henry Gordon Squire Makoti, all of whom are unfortunately no longer with us to witness the blooming of the seeds they helped sow. On a sadder note, our nation has just lost one of most inspiring figures behind our freedom, Umama Albertina Sisulu. While her departure is indeed a sad loss, let us take solace from the inimitable work she did during her lifetime. Part of her contribution to our growth and development was her efforts in establishing a SOMAFCO-inspired initiative in Mpumalanga province to help the children of returning exiles complete their studies. We will miss this decent human being who showed extraordinary love for humanity and considered education a valuable tool for human development as well as for the realization of freedom. Lala Ngokolo Kamela. Once again, I thank all involved in this visionary initiative, and again, congratulations to SOMAFCO Prize Initiative for such exemplary commitment, and I thank you for your attention.
started the Ingazanda Zitu Earth Center because we wanted to do something positive for the environment, but we also wanted to empower people. And the link between the two is that we can encourage people to turn waste materials into desirable craft and design items. And of course, waste items are freely available. And by removing them from the waste cycle, we're having a positive impact on the environment. Ingazanda Zitu was formed to preserve and promote African arts and crafts. And so we feel that we've addressed the sort of social aspect of sustainability through promoting arts and crafts, because we wanted Ingazanda Zitu to be a sustainable organization. We also do a lot of training through Ingazanda Zitu, so we thought we'd address the economic side of sustainability. But the one thing which was outstanding, which promoted the start of the Earth Center, was that we hadn't really addressed the environmental issues. And we believe there's a lot of scope in creating awareness and self-sufficiency through recycling. We think it's important to use people's natural skills and natural knowledge. So by tapping into indigenous knowledge, we believe that people can build self-confidence. They're not discarding what they already know and learning something new. They're actually tapping into the foundations of their heritage.
Anchor Make Your Mark is an education-based and social networking initiative. Our mission is to reduce inequality in South Africa by connecting across social divides and equipping and inspiring young people to take control of their futures and the future of their country. We want to see a generation of connected young people who take social responsibility seriously, who are proactive and who go out and create the future that they want to see.
It needs to be faster than the fastest gazelle, or otherwise it'll starve to death. So in the wilderness, when the sun comes up in the morning, whether you are a gazelle or a lion, you had better be running. Now, these nominees, ladies and gentlemen, they have run this 9-month-long race, and today we get to see who the winner is. The winner, the beacon of excellence in the early childhood development, ladies and gentlemen, is the Lowe's and Bishop. They will receive 25,000 rand in cash and the other 25,000 rand in services. They deserve a big warm round of applause. As much as
Lulama Nchingwa, secretary for the board. Well, this is excellent, really. I mean, the occasion is really encouraging a lot of us who are working at a local level, at a grassroots level.
Ngikhululiwe Mkhize Mfeka, ngiqhamuka eKZN esikoleni saseQongwane, lapho sinabantwana abawu346, sinabantwana abangama overseas abawu68. So siyasebenza nezingane mayelana nezingadi esikolweni, ikakhulukazi sisiza abantwana laba abangama overseas ukuthi bakwazi ukuthola ukudla.
They will receive 25,000 rand in cash and the other 25,000 rand in services. They deserve a big warm round of applause. As much as
My name is Tembe Kankamba van Veek. I'm from Ngezandla Zethu.
Hello, I'm David Christa. I'm the chairperson of Ngezandla Zethu.
Ngezandla Zethu was formed in 1997. We're celebrating now the 14th year of existence. The whole history of it was based on us wanting, one, to defeat poverty, and number two, to ensure that the skills are passed from one generation to the other.
Great night, fantastic night. We feel really privileged to have been here, and I think the best thing about tonight is that the impact that not just us but every other organization involved here makes goes beyond winning an award or getting a prize or anything of that nature.